Welcome to another special one-on-one edition of Straight Talk with yours truly, your voice for the hour, Daphne, aka Phaneē. Keeping it straight, no chaser. Real topics, real concerns, real people. I am so excited to introduce to some and present to others my friend for 25 years?
Decades.
Decades.
Let's just go decades.
Let's just go decades. But I don't want people to know how old we were, you know.
We talking probably 20.
Few minutes.
4.
Yeah, it's
23,
been, we
24.
working on 24 years. Yeah, something like
I
that.
like that.
I like the 24.
About a quarter.
Yeah.
Quarter
About
century.
A quarter of a century.
I like using big, big immense.
A
quarter of a
century.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
My birthday
it
passed a
seems
while
like
ago.
Forever.
I call myself a half a hundred.
A half a hundred. Half a century. I've been saying that lately, yeah, and I don't like it.
I like half a hundred though.
You're a half a hundred.
Who ain't gonna take a half a
Who not
hundred?
gonna take a half a hundred?
I got half a hundred for you. Let
Because
me
that
get
means you got another 50 to go, okay?
Let me get that. I'm almost there.
You okay?
Half a hundred.
So, Cory Zooman Miller,
Hello.
actor, comedian, writer, producer, poet, philanthropist, activist,
Cold press juicer.
one of the best, cold press juicer.
It's my new thing.
That's your new thing.
Yeah, I love it.
You do it well, too.
Yeah, damn it.
You make me want to go buy a juicer right now.
Got to. I don't want to. I got to get this stuff healthy in me. And I don't like to always eat all that. Like,
Okay.
so for fruit, bam, juice. I don't mind eating a salad.
So we've talked about food like a million times, and we got this thing going on where there's something bad in the food that makes us not want to eat out, right? So I eat at home as much as I can because I'm afraid of the food.
I am too.
I think my body's afraid of the food.
Let me tell you when you know you got a problem. When you see thugs in the
know
aisle
what?
reading the back.
You
Hold
know.
on, Shawty, I can't even pronounce this. Polythoracid acid. Nah, bro. Pacilla acid. Nah. They sent us down
It is
the
not
hooch
right.
a long time ago, man. They done had us on sugar. It's dope. Let's
Okay.
just call it what it is. Quit playing games.
Right.
If you're going to make marijuana Schedule 1, you're going to put sugar up there too.
You're going to put sugar up there too, sir, please. And thank you.
Had us going off
For
on
the
sugar.
people in the back. For the people in the back.
Do you remember the sound of us making cereal in the morning?
Oh, gosh. What was your favorite cereal growing up?
It didn't matter. It was going to catch a bag of sugar.
Corn flakes.
Frosted Flakes was already frosted.
Right.
We was like, not the way I want it.
Okay. Frosted Flakes. Oh
There
my
was
God.
an island
I
of
never put
sugar.
sugar in my Frosted Flakes. Is that a northern thing?
Oh, my God. We sugar bandits. Yes.
So you put sugar in your grits. Okay, for all the people who are
Yeah.
Southern like me. So Jersey, born and raised.
Yes, sir.
Newark.
Newark, New Jersey.
Newark. They say Newark. Newark,
Origin
New
story.
Jersey.
Newark, son.
Right.
N-O-R-K.
Okay.
If you're from Jersey, you say N-O-R-K.
Newark.
Newark.
You just don't even use your
You might
vowels.
stick a W in there if
You
you're
don't use
feeling
your
like it,
vowels
but
at
you
all.
can get away with N-O-R-K. Where you from? Newark. But you might want that W. We from Newark, son.
Oh, God. So how many times people mistake Jersey for New York?
All the time.
Right. Because we consider that to be the same thing.
Somebody just asked me that in my life. Hey, you still live in New York?
Never lived in New York.
I mean, I was there for a couple days. It might have felt like I was living there, but I spent enough money like I was living there in
Okay.
3 days.
So I want everybody to know how this even started. This how many? What we say? A
20
quarter of a
Yeah,
century.
quarter.
A quarter of a century. Before we go there, I do have to preface what I'm about to say, which is I remember when I was in college and Def Comedy Jam was like the thing. And I remember this guy on stage, and I'm gonna tell this joke. It's not gonna be as funny as
No, let's go. I love it.
But I'm gonna tell this joke. I've said this to him a million times.
I think
but
you're hilarious.
Why, thank you. So I'm watching Def Comedy Jam. This guy comes out on stage, and he's telling this joke about relationships where women are always checking the man's phone and things like that. So girl comes up to him and she's like, who the F is Lil Sale? And back then, which is telling our age again, we had beepers.
Yeah.
And when your beeper was low on its battery, it would say low cell. So the girl basically thought it was a chick paging him. It was hilarious.
I mean, that's another thing. Just the technology changes that
Yes.
to even mention that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Lenny Williams couldn't get away with that song today.
No.
You had to rewrite it.
Right.
And then I stayed up and watched Netflix until Netflix said, "Are you still there?"
Are you still
You
there?
can't tell it the old way. You'd have to update everything. I was watching the audition go, "Mr. Telephone Man, there's something wrong with my line." And I'm like, we can't get no
can't even
humans on the
sing
phone.
that, no.
He's sitting having a whole conversation with the dude. I can't get no humans on the phone no more.
Operator. I called the operator. They don't have operators anymore.
Operators.
It's called AI.
Buddy, they don't know how.
called AI.
It's ridiculous. You got to press 5, then press 4, then press 8, then press 9, then press 2.
And then you write back at
Whole
the
time you
same
steady pressing
robot.
0. You going, operator, operator. Yo, please press 5.
I can't get no help. I can't get no help.
You know what? I don't like it when you get to the point as a company that you're willing to outsource the actual human interaction with people from in other countries who have such thick accents that
It's
it's
a
going to throw off us. Like,
Yeah.
ain't we frustrated enough?
I mean, I think I am.
I've been on the phone 15 minutes pressing buttons. I finally get a human. I think I'm winning. I'm not. Welcome to T-Mobile.
You
How
know
may I help
what?
you, Mr. Miller? I'm fine. I want to sing your phone. You're having a problem now. I want to know. It's your PIN number.
Oh my God.
You listening with your eyes. You're like, yeah, your PIN number.
Oh my gosh.
What is
So
it?
it sounds bad to say that, right? It sounds bad to say when you're listening to somebody say like, there's so many foreigners that's answering the phone over here, and it's like it's so hard to get through, and to the everyday thing that you have to do for yourself in life.
It's taking up a lot of your time.
Taking up from, so, not to be political, so, but when they talk about putting up a wall and all these other things, it's like, how do you navigate that? Space.
I think
you know what I'm saying?
I think you pick the best people for the job. It's not that you can't pick people from out the country. They're people that work from out the country from all over the world work in our country, but they have a handle and a grasp as far as a customer service person.
Yeah.
To certain things. I got to be able to understand you. You got to be able to understand me too.
Right.
You as a listener in customer service have to be able to understand as many dialects as we have in this country too.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. How does it outsource to a whole nother country when it's a bunch of people that need jobs here?
I get that. Yeah.
It's what's going on, yo? And you gonna frustrate me? I just say like, can we do it back? Can we answer their calls? All right.
Okay.
India T-Mobile, how may I help you? Oh, no, please. Someone from India. Don't want to talk to you. No, you're very kind, but someone, please.
Oh, God, I can't.
Oh, I'll put him on with somebody from Bankhead. Yeah, shout it what you need. Your phone lame, cuz. You need to upgrade,
Oh,
shout it.
God, I can't.
You ain't got no minutes, shout it. You ain't got no storage space. Ugh, what kind of phone you got, cuz?
Oh, my God.
Yo, shout it. Let me holler at you.
Sometimes we do get people from Bankhead that answer the phone.
And you know what?
And
when
that
you
sounds
do,
so bad, but we do.
when you do, you know that you're there. It's not a question. You don't hang up and wonder, did I? No, you know where you was just now. You was on the phone with somebody said, so do you want the upgrade or no?
Or no. You know what?
Yeah, I was on with the lady and she said, or no. And I was like,
Or no, she actually said that on the phone.
yes, man. She said,
my
or no.
gosh.
And part of me, like I needed it. So it wasn't or no. That wasn't my answer. But I wanted to say no.
Like, no.
I wanted to follow up with or no, no.
God. So on that note, right? So Monique went live once, and she was talking about, she was in the airport and she saw these, black chicks that had these bonnets on.
The
The
bonnetistas.
bonnet bandits.
Bonistas.
Bonistas.
They're like baristas, but they deal in bonnets.
Cinderellas or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. But she really was like talking to the community and saying, hey, can we do better? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So how do we present that to people? in that space of saying, hey, this is not really the image we want to project to the world. Like, this is what we do.
It take education. You got to educate people about something, and they're only going to do what they know. Mm-hmm. So it first has to start with a respect level of people, just respecting people, even if you dress different.
Got it.
Because I had to learn the hard way. I used to hate watching dudes pants sagging and stuff till I lived with somebody who that's the style that they wore.
What?
But I knew that this was a good dude, a great dude.
Right. I was just having
that
this
style is
conversation.
the style of his pants doesn't tell me if he's a good dude or not.
Right.
It just says they're following a fashion that's popular today. And so with the bonnets and things, you know, it became popular to
kind of like
dress.
Botox is popular now.
Well,
Botox is popular. BBLs is popular.
I
I've been
think-
wanting to have this conversation because I'm curious to know how men really feel about
man,
the BBL
y'all play like y'all
society.
don't. Y'all play like y'all don't.
Nah,
know.
I just want to know.
Well, ain't a man I know ever told a woman, you know, your butt could be bigger. I never seen it. I don't know no dudes
Really?
that ever.
Well, yeah,
said-
that's true.
I know men that got women
Yeah.
of all shapes and sizes, and they love them to death.
Yeah.
You love them, you love them. You ain't sitting here like, you know what'll make you better? Listen, I want you to go down to the Dominican Republic. I want you to ask for Sanchez, Dr. Sanchez. No. No, I did this before. It's cool. Come on. Come here. Come sit on my lap. Because this ain't going, we ain't going to keep doing this to me.
Oh, God, I can't.
Are those boxer shorts or is that a thong? Man, come here. Come sit over here.
I cannot. I can't.
I ain't never seen that.
Oh, God.
But what I do think is, I think that the women's race for the resources of good men has made them take some drastic measures. That's the best way I could say it. Because I ain't never
trying to
asked for
figure
nothing.
out when. Okay, so because it's never, well, unless it has been. I've never really known it to just be that popular amongst the black community. But I'm seeing a lot of the sisters with the big lips.
Let's rewind the tape.
I mean, we can go back.
Let's
Little
go
Kim
back
was
to-
the first time I
Let's
really
go to
got
a
hip
simpler
to that
time.
whole.
No, we're going to rewind to a
Well,
simpler
maybe
time.
Michael was the first.
We're going to go back before loop dancers.
Luke, damn.
Because that's an inflection point in this multiverse
Way
timeline.
back. He went way back.
Prior to Luke, we wanted women that were beautiful, fine. How they looked in their face was it. Holly Berry ain't have no body parts exploding all over the place.
Not.
Tisha Campbell ain't have no body exploding all over the place.
No.
Go all across the board of their contemporaries of that time and think of any of them that was exploding body parts all over the place.
Right. Yeah.
That ain't why we liked them. They was fine.
Okay.
Because we wasn't over-sexualized.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We was really still singing love songs. We was really going, hey, Bonita, glad to meet you.
Okay.
So if the texture is that we still had Prince, and we still had Mike, and we still had a,
A chair is still a chair.
you ain't even care about no whatever go on over there. You know a love song was just a strong love song. We wasn't even checking for those particulars that much. It was something that you thought or maybe didn't thought, right? But did that stop you from putting that song on? Did it make you think, I can't play this because, nah. We was allowing things to be what they was.
And I like that.
So we wasn't pressured like that. But here come Luke. And here come Biggie. Junior Mafia thick like Luke
Okay.
dances.
Like Luke dances.
It-
You know what?
it's a
Terrence
wave.
Howard said that in The First Best Man.
It's a wave.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm saying, so here comes this wave of the standard being the thickest ones
Yeah.
in the game are Luke dancers.
Yeah.
So now the women are starting to go thicker. Monique plays a part in this too because Monique comes through and uplifts the big women from being shame of being big. No,
Yeah.
we out here, we big. Get up. Right?
Okay.
She lets them have it. But it turns further the tide because black women, before these Luke dancers and before Monique and before, they weren't making clothes to fit y'all's bodies.
Right.
They were making them to fit Becky and y'all had to find
They
a
were
size
making
that
them to
would
fit,
fit you.
yeah.
Cut them, do something, flip them, do something to make it fit how your body fit.
That's interesting you say that because, you know, like being in church, I was always scrutinized about my attire, you know, clothes that fit. And I'm like, because of the way my body is shaped, there's certain type of clothes that I can wear.
Right.
Yeah, I know you can wear clothes that, I just ain't into baggy clothes,
Right.
saggy clothes.
Right.
I like contoured type
I'm not trying to dress like
clothes.
the Oracle.
I don't want to look like, you know, Molly Maid or whatever.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a certain fashion sense that I've always had, but you get that ridicule, you know, because you want everyone to fit into a certain narrative. And like you said, I never really thought about it that way with the fashion. The fashion and every other trend and system in this country has been designed for a certain type
It
of
wasn't
person.
for us.
Even our hair. You know, like today, I'm getting ready for the show today, and I was stressing out because I didn't have enough time to press my hair out. And I just paused and was like, you know what?
Hello.
You about to get this natural,
I ain't
messy
pressed mine
bun.
either.
Hello?
I ain't do nothing to it. I was like, you know what?
Okay,
I should, you know, you're going to be on camera, you're going to leave it like that. I was like, man, you know. I hit that thing like that right fast. Was like, we just going to go with the messy look.
I love it.
Throw a hat on it. You know what I mean? You know the move. Throw the hat.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I won't show everybody. I only show you that.
One of the things
Take my hat
outside
off.
of you being so hilarious that I just love about you is that you have such an amazing way of seeing life and seeing people and situations. Like, as much as we've talked and had, I mean, a plethora of different conversations about any spectrum. We could talk about anything. Every time, even with your perspective with the fashion and the guy with the sagging pants. I was just having this conversation. I was getting my makeup done early with the makeup artist. And a guy walked by and his pants was sagging. I was like, oh God, I will never get used to seeing them with their pants sagging. But I never had that perspective, which is, I mean, I'm sure it's a good person. You know what I'm saying? My brother wears his pants sagging. Some of my nephews, and I always tell them, hey, pull your pants up. I just wish there was something that we could do collectively to help us learn how to see things from a different perspective, if that makes sense.
I think that's important more than most things because today's technological society is herding folks into groupthink. Folks don't even have original answers no more. Your answer is a viral answer.
It is a viral answer, wow.
You ain't even take time to think about really what you're trying to say. You just like gave the viral answer for stuff.
Wow.
Right? So now, if you don't like a movie or something entertainment, everybody says it's trash. That's the word we're using.
Yeah, like when did we get to the whole acronym thing? And who decided that? Like, and it's almost as if it's a common thing. You just know that this is what you're supposed to say.
Morphing.
Like the texting started, and I remember asking people, what does that mean? When they started just texting the acronyms, like WYD.
Yeah.
And I got to sit here and think, okay,
I got to do math.
Like when did someone get together and say, this is how we're going to start communicating? Like, did they congregate when you were still spermia and we just knew?
Albert G. Rhythm said that's what was going to be.
What?
Albert Go Rhythm. Algorithm.
Wow.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, if we're all going to swim in this
it's
pond.
an adaptability that it's almost like it was a synchronization of adaptability across the board. Like, everybody just knew. Like, this new thing that's going on social media where, you know, they'll give these long acronyms. And you know exactly what it says. Without even really thinking, you're looking at the letters and you automatically know what this acronym means. Like,
that's what weirds me out, is that we playing
that's weird to me.
We're playing with how dynamic the mind works,
right.
but for dumb stuff.
Of course.
You got a smartphone. You're doing dumb stuff with it every day.
You know what?
That's what I told my daughter when I got her first smartphone.
Your phone is actually dumb.
The first thing I told her before I even put it in her hand, I said, There are kids your age that have built companies and become millionaires with this in their hand.
Exactly, yeah.
This alone and nothing else.
So you know Silicon Valley, the corporate CEOs and corporate heads of the company do not allow their children to have these phones because they know what they were meant to do.
TikTok in another country don't even let them have these type things we be watching. They be posting their kids building rockets. Look at this. What we over here doing? Boy, that booty, hey.
I mean,
don't baby. Oh. Hey, man, I never thought I'd say this. And I'm a choreographer. Tired of watching folks dance all the time.
I mean, right.
And it ain't just like, it ain't joyous, happy dancing. This is full-on Janet Jackson choreography from the tour.
Yeah, have you seen those two guys from, they're from France, they're twins.
Les Twins?
Les Twins.
Them two dudes. Yes. They ain't got no bones.
They don't know nothing because they move like, I mean, they could do anything with their body.
I mean, let me tell you how far we've fallen. I'm always saying, like, anything you do too much of, you're going to wear it out. You're doing factory work, you're not doing art. Art is, even in its letters, a rare thing.
I like
Anything that's art is because the best of it is because you can't find it everywhere.
Yeah, I like it.
That's what art is. And if you're an artist, you're supposed to be making rare things.
Right.
Not cookie cutter, everybody could do this type of things, man. Everybody
that is another thing that I love about you, right? So going back from Def Jam, which has been a long history.
And I tell you, little.
I mean little.
I was little then.
But I've watched your career, of course. I never would have thought in the 90s in college watching you on Def Comedy Jam, which is one of the biggest comedic stages for some of the greatest.
Russell Simmons.
Shout out to Russell Simmons.
Def Comedy Jam. Man. Shout out to Bob Sumner.
Martin Lawrence was hosting most times.
Yo.
Shout out to all the greats that have passed. Bernie Mac.
All of my co-workers from Def
Robin
Comedy
Harris.
From the first person to touch it to the most recent one to touch it. We all out the same gang.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Chris Tucker, first time I ever knew Chris Tucker was Def Comedy Jam. And, you know, again, that's how I knew who you were. And, you know, Martin Lawrence, you know, he already had his thing going, but still just him hosting and all of that. But for me to have met you, that was the first thing I said to you when we met. And that was during Laugh-A-Palooza.
Yeah, I remember that.
Jamie Foxx and all those great.
I remember that.
Way back in the day. Like
that was a great convention they would do.
I love Laugh-A-Palooza.
If I'm correct, I believe that is where Nick Cannon got his first deal. In Atlanta at Laugh-A-Palooza. Yeah, that's when I think Overbrook was there that year he came. I think Will and Jada's company, Overbrook was there. They saw him and it was off after that.
Yeah. Q was there a lot too. I met Q and Mike Epps. They were actually getting ready to shoot the second Friday. Yep. Which was Friday after next, I think. And again, I met, what is his name? Not Red. Got the freckles.
Ronaldo Ray.
Ronaldo Ray. Yes.
Shout out to Ronaldo Ray. There's a documentary.
Ray, man, he was so awesome. He did a tribute that year to Red Fox that year.
There's a documentary coming about Ronaldo Ray. So,
is it?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think in the last parts, I think I have to maybe do a little piece, add to it, some voiceover maybe or something, or just a quick something. But I think he said the whole thing is done. It should be out soon.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we have grown a lot since we've met. I mean, I was in my 20s when we met, but I've seen such a consistency in who you are as a person and an artist, because no matter where you've been now touring, you've been touring how long with Cat? 4 years?
7th tour is coming up.
Dang, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot. Thank you, Lord.
Hey, you know what you're doing. You knew what you was doing.
So I want to get into that, but before I do, I also want to just celebrate you for who I, we have these conversations off script all the time, but I value who you are as a person because I've seen you never change. I was just with you in Red Grant last weekend, and you never change who you are. backstage, cameras, no cameras, you're consistent.
There's
And
a lot
that's
of
a
work.
rare thing.
That's a lot of work to shapeshift.
You know what I'm saying?
They keep
But you
turning
see
into-
everyone trying to do, like you said, like even when it comes to this social media space, we
Yeah.
both trying to navigate through that
Right.
situation. But one of the things that I value most about you is that you are so consistent and you're so authentic and genuine in who you are. I've never seen the highs, the lows, the middles. You've still just been this consistent person. What would you say has been attributed to that?
Again, I'm too lazy to learn how to shapeshift.
You know what?
I can't.
Okay.
It takes, you got to really like, you know what I mean? You got to remember who you was with this person and switch up and become that person, or switch up and become that.
Right.
It's much easier for me to just do characters on stage, get them all in one spot, and
Okay.
then do it in depth. Man, you call me in the middle of the night, I got to become somebody else. Oh,
How
hey,
many
baby, I'm in the
person-
studio recording. What's happening?
How many impersonations do you do?
I don't know.
You've never counted. Okay, so maybe let's ask it this way. Is there anyone you cannot impersonate?
I don't know
You
until
don't
I
know.
try.
Okay. That might be a challenge. Let me see. I'll see if I can think of.
I mean, right
someone
off,
I've never heard you do.
if it's something way off, I'll be like, nah, I don't have a good.
Right.
For me, I'm only saying I can do it if I can do it great.
Right.
There are ones that, yeah, like everybody else, we could all do them. But if I can't do it great, I'm not taking credit for being able to do it.
Have you ever done Martin Luther King?
I did Martin Luther King in school,
Really?
in high school,
Wow.
and we went around to the elementary schools to do it. And I had teachers crying.
Are you serious?
Like, for real. I mean, the piece itself they put together was good enough to pull
Yeah.
tears. But that I was being his voice off stage. So I didn't have to come out. I'm off stage with the microphone.
Wow.
There are days when you find yourself standing in the midst of mediocrity. Those days will never outweigh the days when you felt superb and more than normal, superhuman at times if you let the Lord put his hands around. That came from how about the teacher
Wow.
caught me doing Richard Pryor.
Oh, wow.
It was an old man
You know
used to
what?
sit outside the barber shop. And like, she caught me, it was like, he can do it, preacher.
Okay. Yeah.
So shout out to Miss Thorpe, Sheila Thorpe. She really saw some stuff that she figured once I got my head out my behind, I could do something with it. And Zooman comes from state competitions that I went. At this point, I'm a double senior. I'm a 13th grader.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to stay back. Then I didn't want to do it like everybody else.
Oh,
You could have stayed back any year before that and still been a 12th grader, just a
That
little
is
older than
hilarious.
everybody. But if you
Right.
stay back in the 12th, you a 13th grader now.
You know what?
So yeah, it was a hard year. I had people pass away, and friends that year. My grandfather that year passed away. My brain was stir fried.
Wow.
So there was no graduating. And then when I get back, I got to take a performance art class. I got to fill up the schedule. I don't need that many classes. We did those, right? I got a small schedule. I put performing arts, fans of performing arts, FOPA, which is dance and drama.
So most people may not even know that, you know, when I gave the whole rundown of your, not even just IMDb, but just your bio, so to speak. You know, so poet. A lot of people, like I saw this interview you did, and you were rapping. I think you might have been on tour, and you do the freestyle. And a lot of people don't even know that about you. They don't even know you got lyrics for days.
I snicker like that because that part of me really feels like a Cheshire cat.
What?
Because it's not I'm not chasing no career as a rapper.
Yeah.
I'm just nice.
Yeah. Oh, you nice.
That's all I needed.
Absolutely.
There's true Libra business. We don't be needing to go all the way down in the canyon. We just need to know we could get halfway down. Oh man, I could make it down all the way if I wanted to. Let's go do something else.
Right.
I
So
just like it.
multi-talented, multifaceted, but you only really draw from certain things in terms of a career path. Is there something
You know
else?
what makes sense? my first introduction in the music business, writing a song for Lil Zane and his group at the time they were kids. Sometime it bees like that.
Wow.
So I write this song, I teach it to the kids. I did the whole song, no help. Nobody came and helped, no lyrics. Then I chop up writer credits with 3 other people who ain't touched it.
Yeah.
But this is my introduction. You learn how this industry works. They were top level producers, and so I see how you can do that. I don't have a publishing company. I don't have none of that. I'm just a dude who dance and rap.
Right.
So of course they cover the spread, but then there's somebody else's name in there that same name as me, who they've been sending him the money.
What?
Well, if you know my name and you know who else has got the same name as me, then you'll know who's getting my sometime it bees like that check.
Wait a minute, I'm trying to think. Who is
I didn't
Cory
find this out
Miller?
until recently. Lil Zane, they did Finding Lil Zane on BET maybe in the past couple years. So when you do that, they're using music and they gotta send everybody money for usage. So that paperwork came through a friend of mine, Trisha, shout out Trisha Harris. She handled all that business and paperwork for me. And it's like, yo, they need your sign off and whatever. And then when I look at it, I'm like,
I'm trying to think.
oh yeah, wait, hey, where my money at?
Okay,
We
I'll
can get back to that.
Yeah, I was
But
gonna say I'll get back to that.
I'm saying all that to say, once I find out that it takes that long and that's how the business works, it's way easier to walk in the stage, get a microphone, work for an hour, walk out your money. That's a no-brainer. Same thing with choreography. 3 weeks of rehearsals, sweating, mess your outfits up. Just you know what? Let me go hit that mic right there.
So, out of all the things that you do, is there something that's like the favorite?
Writing.
Yeah.
I like coming up with ideas. I got a gang of ideas for jokes that just ain't even done. Just like wrote it and left it.
What's the next thing that you would want to do outside of comedy?
Motivational speaking. 1 to 2
You know
pounds,
how many times listen. You know how many times I've told him that he should be speaking.
I know.
Tell the people how many
know.
times
She been
have I
on
been
me.
telling you for years.
I think the actual count is up to now that if you add the one you
The one I
just
just
did,
did.
that makes it actually officially 50-11.
Okay, 50-11.
50 officially. That last one pushed it right over. It was 40-11
Like,
and 99.
he is like one of the best speakers. Like even earlier, I'm freaking out about stuff we ain't even gonna discuss because I totally forgot about it because he motivated me not to even think about the stuff that was almost plaguing me before the camera started rolling.
I don't tell everybody, but I do use my hypnotism for good.
Okay.
I don't always be, I don't always use it in Uno games. Sometimes it's for good.
So and again, I don't know if there's a topic that you can't even discuss. I don't know if there's something that we've talked about, world events, current events, life, from relationships to politics to even, you mentioned the technology and the world that we're in right now, the systems of this world. Everything that we talk about, you seem to always have this pillar of thought, like a school of thought around it.
I'm not going to front. I'm a little slow on Cantonese impressionist art from the 18th century. That I'm a little slow with because it's heavy. It's a lot.
Yeah, because like you do the Shakespeare impersonation, and you have to be astute enough to be able to pull that off.
Or just have a lot of free time.
You know what?
I promise you, buddy, you'll learn a lot. Just pay attention to free time.
And he's being modest.
I promise you, I will go on YouTube and be like, Roman emperors, let's go. You sit there and watch that jump, right? Then we come out and we done found out some stuff. And then, scrolling, once you tell it one thing, it start throwing you more stuff.
You said something to me, we went to brunch one day, and you said something to me about this project you wanted to do. And you were telling me about all of the things that you've done and the people that you've encountered along the way. And I never knew those things. I never knew that some of the people that we know that are large, that you've mentored them, so to speak, in some way? I mean, that's how I see it.
I don't know.
That's how I see it.
You know, if I just like taking the handcuffs off or something so it could be bigger. And so all the time I would have people be like, yo, what do you do with so-and-so? And so, yo, we see them at the, yo, they getting it. What you do with them? I would always return, did you see what they did with me? It's one thing for it to look like I've done something. And truly, I've done nothing but offer them what I know. They the ones got to do something. People get information every day.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't want to take credit for something somebody else decided to do. If I was around, though, and they got something good from me, well, let's just call that being human.
Yeah.
Like, make it bigger. I want to make it bigger. If we all just looked out for each other, right? Like, I knew some stuff about the industry they didn't know. Now they know things about this, the internet and platforms and all the stuff that I'm, like, green on. They know. Jordan Jackson. I used to put Jordan on when nobody wanted to laugh. They'd be like, this dude was terrible. I'd be like, but he ain't gonna always be that way. Y'all act like people don't get better.
Wow.
That can't be your only thought, that it's this and it doesn't get better and people don't get better.
And see, this is the beautiful thing about Zoo that I've always loved. And you make me want to be better at that, and I think I've become better listening to you and hearing how you are really a supporter of people evolving.
Hey.
Even if sometimes people evolve in reverse.
Okay, so if we,
know what I mean?
If in the past we had the same indicting type of society that we had, the same tribunal that we got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We dragging people out in the streets digitally with the tribunal. If we had that back in the day, Dirty Red wouldn't have made it to El Hajj Malik.
Yeah. Yeah.
Simply put, y'all don't want people to evolve.
Right.
Standing on business sound like cement.
Wow.
It sounds like y'all want people to stay someplace, even if they get new information and evolve.
Wow.
You want them to stand and atone to who are you?
Wow.
Who is you that they got to not change for? That ain't what you said before. Right. And I changed my mind. Goofy, are you not keeping up? I changed my mind. Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, who let the kids in here?
Right.
That's what I call it. When I start, when you know you dealing with a childish mentality and attitude with people, I do get gruff, and I tell the kids to beat it.
Yeah.
Not about to have no childish conversation with you. We all adults in here.
Right.
And we know what you're doing.
Right. I love that.
You're acting childish.
I love
It's just
that.
too much space. The internet has given everybody this space to take the shot if you see it.
Was that you who said that you probably wouldn't be bold enough to say it in somebody's face if you weren't on like TikTok or something like that?
Oh yeah, most people ain't gonna say it.
Because they're very bold.
Well, people tend to people.
I call them bullies.
They people in public though, don't they? How many people just walk up and dip in your conversation and tell you you're wrong?
Okay.
Not many, right? Cause pow! You don't know who that person is. They might touch you in a really uncomfortable way.
What Buster say got you all in check.
But once you ain't seen, once you could say whatever, because they can't get you. But I must please, if there's anything important to share in this conversation, please calm down, y'all.
Please calm down.
Calm down.
Can y'all please?
Calm down.
Please calm down.
Calm down.
Please.
Each camera. Calm down.
Goodness, calm
Calm
down.
down. Calm down. Take
We
it
need
easy.
more. We need more calmness in the world. Period.
Breathe. Stop getting triggered. Take it easy. It's okay. They
Lay
think
on
that.
somebody's sofa.
Yeah, man. Go
How about
outside,
that?
touch the grass, rub on a rock or something. You know.
You rub on a rock.
Stick your foot in the sewer. Let a rat nibble on
rub
your
on a
toe.
rock.
Go feel alive. You know what I'm saying? You're doing. I mean, go get
Rub
stung by
on
a
a
bee or
rock.
something.
Love that. Love
Let a mosquito bite you right there.
You know what?
Ah! You can't get more primal than that. That was nature, buddy. That was a mosquito in you. And mosquito won today.
Okay.
He just fed his family off your shoulder, bruh. What you
Listen,
gonna do about it? You
I
gonna
just
find how
need
to
you to
feed yours?
understand.
Talking about, you know?
Oh my God.
I only
Okay.
say that because we're in the
Yeah.
election year and everybody's hot about what they
Oh
feel
gosh, and people are falling out, and people will not be friends anymore. Some folk are even like postal about whatever choice people have, and I just happen to be under the auspice that the president don't run my life.
Speak please to the people in the cheap seats. Would you say that again?
The president does not run my life.
That's for you,
He doesn't
144C.
supply my air, or she doesn't supply my air.
Thank you.
God does, period. And that's where my confidence comes from, you know what I'm saying? So I don't get sucked into that vacuum because I've said that we've become consumers of consumption. And that's all we want to do is just consume, 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 and be consumers of the consumption you're consuming. And it's just like, at some point, when do you withdraw and not get sucked into the vacuum? I refuse to get sucked into the vacuum.
Let me bring the big homie in right fast because he could tell you about being calm in the face of all of that BS.
Uh-oh, tell him. Let's hear it.
First of all, I want to start by saying that if you're participating at all in this political election year, that I would advise you to keep your calm. You're going to hear a whole lot of stuff you don't like. Whole lot. The other side is the other side of this country. And we can't make it with just one side working. The job is to take care of everyone. It's not a job where we're just going to do one thing. You'd love to hear somebody black jump up and say, I'm going to do something for only black people. Go ahead. You ain't going to get the job. I'm telling you what I know. They made me leave my pastor.
You know what?
I couldn't even bring my pastor with me.
You know what?
And I had to decide right then and there. Do I want to keep it real and say, I know, if my pastor can't go, I can't go. Or do I get in there and see if I can't make some change happen? See if I can't do some things.